Welcome back. This is Dan Havey with CF Ninja Hacks. And earlier today, Robert asked a question in the Ninja Hackers Membership Ninjas group about this particular site. And what he was interested in is as you start to scroll down the screen, and basically you only have to have one click down, so pretty much one pixel down from the top. What happens is this bottom just comes sliding up. Now they got a button in here, they got an image, they got a bunch of stuff, but I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to show the basics of how this works. And so like I said, I'm barely touching my mouse. It's moving like one pixel, and that comes up and then goes back down. And of course, he was wondering how he could do that inside of ClickFunnels. So let me show you what I have here. Again, I just mock it up with some sections at the top. And at this point here, we are scrolled all the way up to the top as if you had just landed on the page. And I have it set that when it moves down 2 pixels, that the bottom section comes scrolling up into place, and you can make it go back and forth like that. You could as well change the opacity as it comes up and down, but again, I pretty much always want to just mock or mimic what they were doing on the other, and it just slides up from the bottom like that. So that's what I have, and believe it or not, it's actually pretty simple to build. So let's just take a look at it. Let's kill everything off here. So all I did is I put in 3 sections on the page here. Let me see here, the red, the blue, the green, and then at the bottom I have a 4th section, which is this yellow section down here. So let's just take a look at this. And that I call the bottom section. So this is just filler here, and then we got the bottom section, which is what we're really looking at. So now let's go into the CSS, and what I want to do to begin with is let's just take out this positioning here so we can actually see that element. And so again, it's just a section at the bottom of the page that I just dropped in a 3-column row and dropped in 3 images just so we have something to mock up here. And then all I did is I said, I gave it a data title. So let's take a look at here. Let's open this up. Went into the hashtag, gave it a data title of bottom section. And so we're saying here, if it has a data title of bottom section, or contains it, in fact, we want to create fixed positioning. So fixed positioning means it's being fixed on the screen. No matter what, it's always going to be in that same place on the screen. Absolute positioning would be positioning something within a section or a row normally, or a column, I guess. So we're going to say we want this to be fixed, and I checked out the height of that element, and that element was 165 characters or pixels tall. So the section itself, to be specific, the section is 165 pixels tall. So that's why I said we want to go bottom of minus 165. So we just push it off the bottom of the screen. And then we want a transition of 1 second. So as this thing moves on and off the screen, we want it to take 1 second. So we did that, and then the second thing we have to do is to create another class, because it has 2 positions. It has one position where it's down 165 pixels, and then it has a position where it's at 0 bottom. So that means 0 bottom means the bottom of that section will be at the very bottom of the window in this case, because I'm on a desktop. So it'll be the very bottom of that section. And so that's what we have it here, bottom 0 pixels. And then again, the transition as it goes on and off will also be 1 second. I'm not really sure if you need this second transition here or not. You may or may not, but it's in there, so we'll leave it for now. And then in our tracking code, it's pretty simple, because what we're saying here is on scroll. So document.scroll function. So that says if any time that this document is scrolled, so basically somebody moves the scroll thing on their mouse, then we want, if this is referring to the document, dot scroll top is greater than 2. Scroll top just is a positioning factor that says, okay, scroll top of whatever, how far are you from the top of the screen? So in this case here, if we are greater than 2 pixels from the top of the screen, then we want to trigger this code. Now, if you got like a header or something at the top of your screen, let's say the header is 50 pixels tall, well, maybe you want something to only happen once you get past the height of that 50 pixels. So you would change this number to 50 right here, or whatever number you would like as far as how far you want them to scroll down the screen. And then what we're going to say here, again, we're going to look at our data title. Again, exact same thing, the bottom section. We are going to add the class a show bottom section. Well, that class is this class right here. So we're going to add the class of show bottom section. And then if it is not greater than 2 pixels, so if it's 0 or 1 or 2, I guess in that case, because I have greater than, we're going to remove that class. So all it does is says if you're at the top of the page, take the class off. If you're anywhere down the page, basically turn the class on. And what that class says is to move it up and make the bottom add to 0. When we turn it off, the bottom is minus 165. And that is it. It couldn't get any simpler. All of 6-8 lines of CSS, a couple lines of JavaScript, and you are good to go. So if you got any questions, just let me know.